I recently built a portfolio of meme coins and stocks to hold for 5 days to see which would be more profitable. And now that 7 days have passed, it is time to recap all of the highs and lows from this experiment. Could it really be possible for meme coins to outperform some chosen stocks over a 5-day period? There are some crazy price movements in this video and some results you absolutely could not script even if you tried. So without further ado, let's get to day one. Alright boys, so the end of day one, I don't know if we have just timed the bottom of the market absolutely perfectly or what, but our portfolio is up around 16%. And the first thing you're going to notice over here is PADRE, or what it's now been called is SLMT holdings. That is, if you look at the monthly, you can see it's just come down and down and down from that pump. We bought yesterday and it has just shot up 36%, meaning our position is up 64.3%, and that is carrying our portfolio. So the question is whether or not this will hold over the next 5 days. But Iron, I think every stock we've bought has done very well. So Iron was up 12%, exactly what we're looking for. We just need to hope it sustains now for the next 5 days. The Travel Zoo earnings, I don't know what happened, but the stock just completely flatlined. It ended up 2.6% on the day. So look, it's not the play we wanted, and maybe because that play is technically finished, I will sell that and put it into something else. But for our stock portfolio, that is one hell of a statement, because as we know, meme coins in general can be absolutely unbelievable when it comes to volatility and 2 and 3x spikes. But stocks, you don't really get that. So to somehow time a pump where we get a 60%, we get a 12%, and then of course all the rest of them, that sets the bar, and that leaves our crypto portfolio with a lot to do. So the question is, how did that portfolio do? So if we go into our portfolio, the first thing you're going to notice is that there are 4 items and not 5. And the reason for that is I decided to close out the Tesla companion app just for the same reason I would have the Travel Zoo one, because that was an earnings play. Earnings had passed. I wish I did short Tesla because I was right in that prediction. But yeah, it didn't get mentioned. We can see it did actually go up for quite a while. We got a good like 20% out of it, and then it come down. But overall, like, it was just a missed play, and I put that money into the meme coin I got from my tracker, that great meme reset of 2026. That I am now down 44% in, so that has not gone very well at all. But the most annoying part is, if you look at this chart, which is an absolute mess of KOL was buying, thanks to PADRE's new feature that allows you to see when any major KOL jumps into a coin or not, but we'll tidy that up for the sake of this, is that if we to look at this chart, it actually ran to 100k, which is kind of mad to me. So we got in at like 34k, it ran up to 100, and I didn't sell purely just because we're trying to hold this for a week. The whole experiment is to see, can meme coins maybe organically outgrow stocks over 5 days? And now we've got a lot of work to do. But the hope is that because there is an X community that hasn't yet been deleted, there are KOLs and there are people in there that maybe, just maybe, in the run into 2026, if this meme picks up traction, we'll get back on track and maybe perhaps even break even. But for now, we're down 44%. Spooky, we're down 11% on, so that has not gone terribly well, although it has kind of been trending up. You can see where we bought here, there's been no movement outside of a few sells and then a couple of rebounding buys. So we sit down 11% on Spooky, still got a week into Halloween. I think it should get some traction and hopefully a bit of profit. Dude Man, the one we got copy traded instantly, predictably they all sold, so now we are back down 3%, but that does look like about as bottomy as bottom could be, so not expecting too much more losses, and maybe, just maybe, this gets picked up. And our final selection, of course, was Merry Christmas. That actually has gone up, so we are up around 5% on that. Not good enough considering we're down probably 50% on other plays combined. So we need a little bit of legwork, especially considering how good that stock portfolio was today. To get 16% across the board here over the course of the day was just absolutely sensational. It peaked at 19. We were almost 20% up, which in my opinion would have absolutely written this challenge off completely. So yeah, lots to be excited about in terms of the stock portfolio. The crypto one, probably going to need a little bit more luck. So another day done, and we're going to check on both portfolios. First up is the stocks one, and would you believe we're now up 20% overall. 22% on Iron, 70% on Brera Holdings, Abcellera on 5, Bullish on 5, and Travel Zoo remains ever stagnant. But 20% across the opening couple of days of this challenge has been really, really good. So we're now on Friday evening. Of course, the market is closed over the weekend, so all the attention will be on crypto, which is going to have 2 more days of volatility in there. But Brera, we've played blindingly well. So that price, if we look at it now, is around 11.8. It's up another 3% today. We'll look at Iron. That's been the big mover today. So you can see it's back up over $60. So it's been really good, man. The stock portfolio has been rallying 20%. I figured we'd make maybe 3 or 4%, and then it's on the meme coins to survive. But now the meme coins have to act like meme coins if they have any hope of winning this challenge. So great day for the stocks. Let's check our meme coin portfolio. And there's been a big change. So reset, you may remember we were down 50%. That coin has pumped back up to 40k. It's currently at 30. We're alive. We are absolutely alive on this coin, which is amazing. I didn't think we'd maybe get that bounce back. I thought that was kind of it. The community momentum has slowly been showing through, and it's given us a chance, okay? So the overall portfolio for our meme coins, only minus $2. So yes, we're 20% down, but we were like 40% not too long ago. Spooky, we're down 20% on. That's where most of those losses have come, which is a bit annoying. I remember saying, you know, we bought around that 25k mark. So not the best performance here from Spooky, but weekend, Halloween approaching. Are we going to get a bounce? Only time will tell. Dude, man, we're also down 12%. That appears to be dead in the water, barring a miracle. But miracles have happened, and we've already had one token come back and spur into life. And then Merry Christmas remains pretty much where we bought it, which is break even around that 55k mark. So overall, stock portfolio is up 20%. We are currently looking at this down about $7, so not the worst thing in the world. And we'll see where we go over the weekend. Can any of these meme coins rally before we hit Monday? It is now Monday, October 27th, which means we have survived the weekend in terms of crypto. We've had another full day of the stock market. Where is our portfolio at? And the answer is, it's up again. In the last one day, we've made another 5%, taking our total gain to 27, nearly 30% here in a little less than a week. Of course, the runaway winner has been Brera Holdings. That is now all the way back up to 13.79. And if we look at our average here, you can see we get in at around £5 per share, which is around like $7-ish, I think. So we would have literally somehow timed the absolute bottom here, and it is now done a 2x, which is sensational to think about. Iron is also up 30% since the bottom, back up over 60, so 64.99 is where that closed today. But most of the heavy lifting is being done by Brera Holdings. Bullish is up 7%, we're up 5% on Abcellera, and Travel Zoo stays the same. I mean, I don't know what they did for their earnings, but it flatlined. So we got like a 2% pop, we didn't really sell it or do anything with it. I'm going to keep it just because it just seems like a very steady hold for some reason. And for this portfolio now, when we are up 27%, the last thing we want to do is increase volatility. We've got a strong lead, or have we? And this is a tale of two halves, because believe it or not, we are actually now clawing back up to break even, but in another universe, we were up. Like, there was a real run here. So we are currently on $133, made around 6%. So we're trailing still, but we are back in profit here. So you can see Merry Christmas is the one with the most gains. So the Christmas front run has been getting some love over the last few weeks. If we take a look at my trades, done very well. As you can see, I've kind of bought the bottom there, 55k. Can't get much better than that. That's now on 80. The annoying one, though, and there is a really annoying one, is the great meme reset of 2026. You can see I bought here, I bought there. That was like the second purchase after I consolidated out of the Grok one. This coin went to 12k and recently rallied over the weekend up to a high of 60. We were up around 110% on this coin. We would have been somehow winning this challenge over the stock market, and instead we're still lagging behind. We're still struggling. So this does have legs. You can see it's been getting attention. There is still an X community that's active. People are posting TikToks. So maybe this isn't over. Maybe we do see a comeback in this portfolio. In fact, I don't know what the bigger upset is. The stock portfolio in a week making 30%, or a meme coin portfolio where coins last about 10 minutes somehow outperforming that. I don't know which would be bigger, but I'm very intrigued to find out. So 2 days left and we will see who comes out on top. Now today, things got very, very interesting. If we take a look at the screen, you'll notice we've actually lost £7 today, or 6% of our portfolio, which, if we consider the fact we are up nearly 30% at one point, we're now down to just 20% total gained, it really spices things up. Travelzoo lost 17% today, literally a day after I said it's like the most stable thing ever. So that hasn't gone well. Now what happened was the earnings didn't come out the day I thought they would come out. Whether they missed the reporting deadline is anyone's guess, but they did come out today. And yeah, not the best. Down 17%. Now luckily again, we don't have anything substantial in here, but for the sake of our portfolio, that's not gone well. So in pullbacks, we can see Iron was down 4%. PADRE, which was at 13 last time we checked it, did recover. Only lost 2% on the day. It did go down at one point. 12 p.m. This was down 11%. So this could have been a really, really bloody day here for this portfolio. Luckily, they've all just about seemed to survive. Abcelera also got a bit of a hit. The question is that now we've lost some value here. Now we're only up 20%. Has our meme coin portfolio been able to bridge the gap? And the answer is yes, it has. In fact, I'm pretty sure now it is in front. So we are up $53 in total here on our meme coin portfolio, which is around, if my maths isn't terrible, around a 45% markup. Now, I said earlier that we actually missed around a 1.4x pump here on the Great Reset, and it's rallied again. So you can see yesterday on the 27th, it was down back to around 32k. It hit a high earlier of around 85. It's now at 63. So it's being accumulated. We're up 100% on that play. And to make things that extra bit sweeter, Merry Christmas has continued to rally a little bit as well. Earlier today, that hit a price of 106k. You can see again, our buy down there all the way at 55. So that would have been nearly a 2x. Dude Man has still done absolutely nothing, but again, there's very little risk there. And Spooky, yeah, also not the best. So as we load up this chart, you can see down to 12k. So it is being very much carried by the Great Reset. But we've now, for the first time in this challenge, the meme coin portfolio is outperforming the stock portfolio. And like I said in the last segment, I don't know which is scarier, the fact that we have a 20% up stock portfolio within a week, or the fact that our meme coin portfolio is somehow outperforming it, given how volatile this market is. But the game's not finished, the job's not done, and this challenge is not won. We have got one more day to find out which of these portfolios is going to triumph by the end of it. The final day of our challenge has been completed. It is Wednesday, October 29th. The market has shut, and that means that our challenge is now locked. So who did come out on top? We'll take a look at our stock portfolio first. You can see we were down around 3% today. So another 3% drop leaves us at around 17% up overall. So in the space of the week, if we just go to this chart here, we made 11% in the last 7 days, 14% overall, so 14.6%. If we're to look at what actually happened, SLMT or PADRE, whatever they want to call it now, that ended up a little bit down again, 6%, although there was a pump late on. I was kind of sweating that at around 2 p.m. Eastern time. You can see it was down again at $11 and did pump back over 12. That's 2 days in a row that's happened. Iron got slaughtered again. I mean, we're lucky it closed over 60. Roughly the same sort of time as SLMT, started to pump back up, went down to 58, 55 at the bottom of the day, and ended up coasting back up to 60. So a little bit of a hit there, but we ended up in profit on 4 of our 5 stocks, with bullish basically breaking even. And when all was said and done, I think Travelzoo cost us. It was holding absolutely fine. This was actually up 3% after hours, and it just did not hold that into the day. You can see when it opened here, it was around 8.56. So down another couple of percent, despite the fact it did start that little bit stronger. And while it was only, you know, in total maybe a $3 loss, when you look at the context of the portfolio, I think it matters quite a lot. So overall, to be up 14% in 7 days, like if you think the S&P 500 returns 10% roughly year on year, to have outperformed that in a week is very, very impressive. I think regardless of how you look at it and how we divided things up. The question is, did this drop coincide with a pump on meme coins? Have meme coins outperformed the stock market? Is it possible to hold 5 meme coins and make more profit than you would in stocks? Let's take a look. Check on our meme coin portfolio. We are actually up nearly 40%, which is insane. We have somehow outperformed our stock portfolio over a 7-day span, which is insane to me. And if I had to film this video around 20 minutes beforehand, it would have looked much juicier too. It's still at around the 60k mark. It was up to 72k, and we are up again over that 2x point. But alas, look, it was a meme coin we doubled down on because, of course, that Tesla AI one didn't pan out. We put a little bit more into reset, hoping that it would be a front run for 2026. So far, so good, because it's been our best performing meme coin, and we've done very well. We've been up at the highest of around 1.4x. Spooky hasn't panned out, and I'm a little bit disappointed with that. There's just been no attention whatsoever, no attention at all. And this is, again, you know, perhaps maybe this would have run much better last year with the Labubu hype. But even so, Spooky coins, Halloween, you think they might get some traction. This one just didn't get it at all. We had a little pump there from 12 to 16 and then back down to 12 again. We just could not capture that momentum. If we go on to Merry Christmas, that one is up 15%, so we're up $4 on Merry Christmas. Again, at one point that hit 105k, so it's still trying to maybe find a floor and rally back. I think that's probably a much more likely front run than the Spooky one. And then predictably, Dude Man, absolutely nothing happened. So that one was just a complete flat line from start to finish. But I think what we've learned there is that if you are trading meme coins, just don't get stuck on new pairs. You can very easily make money if you just find trends and you find potential things that people will rally behind and attention will flow to. Meme coins are attention market. Where are people's eyes? Are they looking at what Elon Musk is saying? Are they looking at a certain celebrity, a certain trend on TikTok? That's where you have to be. And what always happens as well with these coins, like even if we go back to Reset here as a perfect example, is when they're launched, they will obviously pump and dump. But at some point, they will rally up, they might bond, then they'll come back down. At peak, Reset was 90k, it comes down to 13, and we end up now back to 56. You're waiting for a buy down the bottom. Like, don't get suckered in, which is easy for me to say as someone that absolutely did get suckered into it as a gamble. But again, like, the opportunities are there. You just have to be patient. Honestly, very happy with both portfolios. I didn't expect both to be green. I thought it would be funny because the meme coin one would completely collapse and it would make for good content. Instead, we've actually outperformed our chosen stocks with 5 meme coins. And I think, again, the big takeaway is that you only need one with meme coins. It's not like they're all correlated. If Dude Man dropped, Merry Christmas isn't going to just drop correspondingly. If you can find a runner and there's enough momentum behind it and there are enough buyers and enough people that have the same idea as you, you can easily make 5-6 times your money within a couple of minutes. And that's frankly all you need when you're in this space. You're surviving long enough for one of those fabled 10x, 20x plays, and the only way you're going to get them is with that due diligence and just patience as well as analysis. So I hope you've enjoyed this experiment. If you have, it will mean a lot if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more, be sure to let me know. Hopefully this has been helpful and the selection process was valuable to you, and you can use it on your future escapades in both the stock market and in crypto. But until next time, I'll see you in the trenches.